could you tell us about the wrestling figure death match against Damian Rivers and just anything you could tell us about that match?
Okay, so for those who are unaware, if you follow me on social media, I have a vlog on YouTube. I've always been. I'm a huge wrestling figure collector. Don't so much buy so many now. I only buy sort of throwbacks. I always say, like, I started wrestling in 2011, so that's when my being a fan sort of stops for me. So I don't sort of collect merchandise and stuff after then. But yeah, I have a huge wrestling figure collection, and so does Damian Rivers. So we had this idea for, like, because I was never a big deathmatch guy as it was. I'd always done hardcore matches and stuff, but nothing too crazy. But as you're in Deathmatch Down Under, it's inevitable. If you're there every show, it's eventually going to happen. And I'm up for anything almost, so I'll make it work for my realms. And we were like, all right, JXT, you're pretty well known that you have a massive wrestling figure collection, and so does Damien. Damien's is way bigger than mine, but I think I'm just more public about mine. And they always draw parallels. They're like, you're the Matt Cardona of Australia, as in the wrestling collection. You do a vlog. I do a YouTube show. I always get introduced to with my followers. I think I would say I'm the biggest name in Australian wrestling, but like my followers is one of the biggest of the Australian wrestlers, as in like my Instagram followers. So it was the parallels between myself in Australia and Cardona and WWE, or now the Indies, I guess, were very similar. I'm on a much smaller scale, obviously. So there was a lot of that about it, and we were like, well, you two are big wrestling figure guys. Like, the only thing that would lure JXT into a death match would be if someone would say that they had a better wrestling figure collection than you, or they were the better collector. So the idea was that JXT is so full of himself that if you dare say that he has a lesser wrestling figure collection, or he's not as good as a collector, he will fight you in the ultimate match for wrestling figure supremacy, the wrestling figure death match. And yeah, that's how that came about. And you can watch it for free on YouTube if you actually look at it.
Yes, and I highly recommend that match. And obviously, it was for the wrestling figure belt as well.
Yeah, that's another thing. The wrestling figure collecting championship, which was another toy, but like it all just added, because I think Deathmatch Down Under, especially that time, had been very like, this is serious death matches. And a lot of the naysayers would be like, oh, it's garbage wrestling. It's like, well, I'm going to take this a different route. We're going to have a death match that's very serious, but it's also going to be about something comical, like a wrestling figure collecting title, which is a toy belt.
Yes.
And the match started off with us trying to rummage through the figures, and then we were having a trade-off with the figures, punching each other in our hands. But then it got real serious real quick. He tried to put cling wrap around my mouth. I smashed light tubes over his head. He powerbombed me through light tubes. We slammed each other on the figures. So it really told that story of, hey, this is also a fun show, but it's going to get serious as well. So I'm pretty proud of that one as well.
One of my personal favorite parts of that match was you channeling your inner Hulk Hogan with the figure. Just doing
That's right. I grabbed the big LJN Hogan, and I did a big leg drop with him under my leg.
Yeah.
But if anyone had those LJN figures, they're big rubber blocks. They're rock solid. So taking a leg drop with one of them, I can't believe you kicked out.
Really, those are like blocks. They could really do some damage to those figures.
Yeah, big time they could. That's why I was surprised he kicked out.
I had the Ricky Steamboat and the Andre the Giant one.
Oh, the Andre was huge.
Yes.
What about Junkyard Dog?